This here's from AV Club. It was published pretty recently, February 17th, 2024, and it's called Marilyn Manson now owes nearly $500,000 to defendants in failed defamation case. Seems kind of unfair to me. I mean, how do you even rack up that much of a bill to get to that number? What are these lawyers doing? What's going on here? Manson now owes Evan Rachel Wood and artist Ilma Gore a total of $496,000 in legal fees after his defamation charges against them were thrown out. But why? Look, I don't know full details, but why wouldn't it go to court and be heard out? They said he was an abuser with no rock solid evidence, just their stories and some other people saying so and agreeing, and it doesn't even go to court or it gets thrown out. I don't see why. Put them on the stand, have them put their evidence out there. They accused him. They made an HBO special. He got fired from a record company. Why isn't that a case? Even if some law tuber explains it, common sense says it doesn't make sense. Some kind of loophole in the law or technical thing must be at play here. It just makes no sense to me. Okay, so then they say he owes Evan Rachel Wood $326,000 and Ilma Gore $169,000. What happened is the California anti-SLAPP law says that defendants unfairly sued for exercising their rights for free speech and petition can recover their attorney's fees and costs from the plaintiff. But that free speech caused him to lose a record deal and a huge reputation hit. So I don't get what's going on in California there. How do they know she was unfairly sued? They put it all over social media as well. It was an HBO special. I can't wrap my head around this. So I'm never going to California, man. I hear some things about that place. Maybe you're there now. I'm sure some of you are. But from what I hear, there's a lot of other places on the list. And here's the explanation from the judge. They say the suit was filed in 2022, but basically the judge doesn't find what happened to be defamation. It's not compelling. It's not convincing. Talking to other accusers, talking about their experience in support groups, and expressing suspicions about a film he made that was actually child abuse and that P word, not safe for work movies. That wasn't defamation. You know what? That's fine. That's his opinion. But what makes it defamation is his record label dropped him. Right there. There were tons of articles written about him. If it was just them in their private life and they did this and it never got around or it had very little traction, maybe the judge has a point. If Marilyn Manson was cruising along with his career, all right, I see that. But they say some of the suit does stand as far as impersonating him on the internet, breaking into his computer, and attempting to swat him, which I think happened. I'm pretty sure the FBI broke into his house or something like that. And they end with this here. Wood especially has been vocal in her criticisms of Warner since 2021 when she came forward and named the artist who she had a long romantic relationship with as the abuser she'd previously mentioned in a number of stories accusing him of a number of fairly horrific incidents of physical abuse and sexual assault. She also put out a rallying cry for other women to come forward. Ultimately, more than a dozen women did so with allegations of abusive behavior against Warner. Although it's worth noting that at least one accuser eventually recanted, accusing Wood of pressuring her into making a claim, and assertion Wood refuted. All right, well, where's the talk of the evidence? Where's the talk of the proof? It's just talk about what they say happened. In the best case scenario, it's he said, she said. Or a couple of she's said that she said to say this, or something like that. In the best case scenario, without being biased, whoever you believe, you can't say one way or the other, you know for sure. You just believe it. And that's a problem I have with people just believing it. I would tend to believe Manson because we don't have evidence and proof, and they made an HBO special, which I find really weird for actual abuse victims. But I can't say 100% he didn't do it, nor can I say that they're telling the truth. So if I'm being non-biased and pulling back totally, the best I could say is I don't know, I can't say, but that doesn't cause a record label to drop you. That means they should say that too. It's unrelated because no one knows. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. doing pop culture. Depp, if a Heard thing comes up, why not? Meghan Markle, some Manson. If you don't subscribe, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time. All right, I'll make this quick. I'm rebooting my Patron. I've got a tier now where you could get a gift from Japan. You got to send me an address, of course, and that'll be monthly. Maybe check it out. The link's down below. Also, there's a thanks button there if you want to donate a little bit to the channel, but to any YouTube channel who's monetized, not just me, it's got a little sidebar there. And lastly, I've got a PayPal if you don't like using credit cards or stuff like that. That's also linked below. That's about it. Just an option if you feel like donating. If you don't, that's cool too. I do a video a day or more, so you'll see one pretty soon on the channel.